This is our first lesson in the angles unit. It's called Simplifying Ratios and Introduction to Angles. So the first couple of questions is just looking at a ratio, and he wants you to write it as a fraction. So we're going to just do that real quick, like a quick review with whole numbers in the numerator and denominator. Make it in simplest form. So to make this into a fraction, you always take the first number, put it on top, bottom number is the second number is the denominator. Now think of the biggest number that we can divide out of both of these to simplify it. 2, yep, 2 goes into it. 4, yeah, 4 goes into it. But let's think of 8 times 4 and 8 times 7. That is the biggest number that we can take out of this. And when we take out the 8 divided by 8, which I call a sorry, I lost my, you didn't get to see what I'm doing. When we divide by the same number and the numerator and denominator, I call that a copycat fraction. It's copycatting each other. And when we do that, we get 32 divided by 8, 4. 56 divided by 8, 7. And that's our answer. So we just click on the little fraction, and it's 4 tab 7. And then we move on. Okay, the next one. We look at this ratio as a fraction. It's also a ratio. It's got the two little, the colon in between. First number again on top, second number on the bottom. Okay, what can we divide out of both 24 and 28? That is the largest number that we could divide. I'm going to say it's going to be 4, because that's what I think. 4 times 7 is 28. If I still get an answer that I can divide something out of, then I just didn't pick the largest number, but we'll see. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 28 divided by 4 is 7. And you know what? That's as low as it'll go. So I picked a winner. I picked the largest factor that are in both. So 6/7. All right. Okay. The last three are the introduction to angles. This goes very fast. Okay, as long as it doesn't start buffering. Do you see this angle here and this angle that's this line that's coming out from this angle? It creates an angle there. It creates an angle there, and it creates this big angle, all right? And there are points associated. That's called the vertex of all the angles. And they labeled all of these angles inside this big angle. FGH, you just place your pencil where the first letter is, F, and then just follow along, FGH. So there's F, and there's G, and there's H. The middle letter will always be the vertex. Okay, so G is the vertex for this angle, and this angle. So FGH is 85. The whole thing is 85. FGH, FGH, is 85, sorry. FGJ, the second one, FGJ, you can see is 35, okay? And then JGH, which is JGH, is unknown. They've called it X degrees, so you have to figure out X. What do you think you do? Well, you just subtract 35 from 80. What do you get when you subtract 35 from 85? Sorry. So I'm gonna go 85 minus 35. A lot of you did it in your heads. And the answer is 50. And they're not, they've already put the degree. They just wanted you to find X, so I can't put degrees on that, because technically you would say my answer is 50 degrees. But since they just have for X, that's all you have to give. So 50 plus 35 equals 85. We're done. That's all you have to know how to do with these. They have two angles, and I will mention this. You can see this angle is the big angle, and there's a line, there's a ray that comes out of it. A ray is a line, it ends on one point and then goes on forever beyond, okay? So you can see that there's this line in the middle of this one big angle. We call these two angles right here and right here, they're called adjacent. They share this. It's like two rooms that share a wall. These are two angles that share a ray. So instead of a wall, they're sharing a ray, okay? Part of the angle is part of the angle in another angle. That's basically it. ABC, ABC. That's how you read this. The measure of angle ABC is 65. DBC is 40, and ABD is X. See all that? It looks real technical. That's all it meant. Okay, so it's just letting you know the big green angle, the little blue angle, and then what's the red angle? Well, what's 65 take away 40? I'm not going to subtract that because you should be able to do that in your head. The answer is 25. So X is 25. 25 plus 40 equals 65. We're done. Going on to number 5. Okay, last one. The reason there's not many on this is because look how simple it is. Once you notice it, you know how to do it. You know how to do all of them, any of them that you'd be given. FGH, the big one, is 125. JGH is 50. And FGJ is the unknown. So you take the 50, subtract it from 125, okay? Does anybody know what that might be? Think of $1.25 minus 50 cents. Some of you are still like, what? It's 75. So X is 75. If I subtract 50 from 125, I get 75. And that's it, gang. That's all you need to know. You have a missing angle. You have the total angle of the big one. You have one of the small two angles. When they're added together, they're going to equal the big one, right? So 50 plus what equals 125, and that's how you find your X, okay? All right, that's it.